Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Just Chat English podcast. I am Ashley, and I am really happy you are here with us today.
And I am Jack. Hi, everyone. Good to have you back.
So today, we do not have a big plan. We just want to have a real conversation about something that both Jack and I have experienced in our lives.
Yes, and that is moving to a new city, because both of us have done it, and it is a really interesting experience with a lot of different emotions.
Have you ever moved to a new city or a new place? Maybe for work or for school or just for a change?
It is something so many people do, and yet nobody really talks about how strange and difficult and exciting it can be all at the same time.
Jack, you moved to a new city a few years ago, right? Tell us about that. What was it like in the beginning?
Yes, I moved about 3 years ago. I got a job offer in a different city, and I thought, okay, this is my chance. Let me just go.
That is brave. Just picking up and going like that.
It felt brave at the time, but honestly, the first few weeks were really hard. I remember arriving with my boxes and my bags and just standing in this empty apartment thinking, what have I done?
That feeling is so real. I had exactly the same moment when I moved. You have made this big decision, and then suddenly you are alone in an empty room, and it hits you.
Yes, and the city felt huge and strange. I did not know where anything was. I did not know anyone. Every small thing, like finding a supermarket or a doctor, felt like a big task.
And people underestimate how exhausting that is, because it is not just physical tiredness, it is mental tiredness from having to figure out everything from scratch.
Exactly. When you live somewhere for a long time, everything is automatic. You know your way around, you have your favorite places, you have people to call, and suddenly all of that is gone.
You have to build everything again from zero, and that takes so much more energy than people expect.
How long did it take you to start feeling settled, like actually comfortable and not like a stranger?
Honestly, for me, it took about 6 months before I felt like I was starting to settle in. And settle in means starting to feel comfortable and at home in a new place.
6 months. Yes, I think that is realistic. The first 3 months, I was still very much in survival mode, just getting through each day.
And I think the loneliness is the hardest part, because you can be in a city of millions of people and still feel completely alone.
Yes, lonely is such a specific feeling. It is not just about being physically alone. You can be in a crowded place and feel lonely. It is about missing connection, missing people who know you,
Missing people who know your history, who you do not have to explain yourself to, who just get you.
Yes. Making new friends as an adult is so much harder than people say. When you are a child, you just go to school and friendships happen naturally. But as an adult, you have to really put in effort.
And it feels awkward at first, like you were almost dating people, trying to find someone you connect with, suggesting to meet for coffee, hoping they like you.
Yes, it really is like dating. And rejection feels just as bad. Like when you suggest something and the person says yes, and then cancels and never suggests another time.
That happened to me so many times in the first year. I would meet someone, think we had a great connection, suggest meeting again, and then nothing.
And you are left thinking, was it me? Did I say something wrong? Do they just not want to be friends?
It messes with your confidence a little. because you are already feeling uncertain. And then small things like that feel bigger than they are. But I also remember when things started to shift. There was a moment about 4 months in where I found a coffee shop near my apartment that I really liked, and I started going there every morning.
And the people there started to recognize you.
Exactly. After a few weeks, the barista knew my order, said hi when I walked in. And it sounds like such a small thing, but it made such a difference. Suddenly, I had somewhere I belonged a little. That is so true. Those small anchors in a new place are so important. Your favorite cafe, your park, your corner shop where they know your name. They start to build a sense of home. And home is interesting because it is not just about a physical place. It is a feeling. It is the feeling of belonging somewhere.
Yes, and you can make a place feel like home before you even know many people there, through your own habits and routines and little rituals.
Like, I started cooking the same meal every Sunday evening, just for myself, and that became my ritual, my little act of making the apartment feel like mine.
I love that, because routine is such a powerful thing when everything else feels uncertain. It gives you something stable, something that is the same every day when everything else is new and unknown.
Yes, routine is an anchor. It is the thread that connects your days when everything else feels random and uncertain.
Okay, everyone, quick break here. If you are enjoying this podcast, please like this video and subscribe to Just Chat English Podcast. It really helps other people find us, and it means a lot to us.
And remember, if you are not understanding everything, just rewind and listen again. That is completely normal, and it is exactly how you learn.
Okay, so Jack, when did the city start to feel less like a strange place and more like your place?
I think it happened slowly and then suddenly. Like, for months, I felt like a visitor. And then one day, I was walking down a street and I thought, oh, I know this city. I know where things are. I have stories here now.
That is such a good way to put it. You have stories here. You have memories attached to places.
Yes. Like, I walked past a park and remembered the very time I went there, when I was completely lost and ended up eating lunch alone on a bench, feeling very sorry for myself.
And now that park has a different meaning.
Completely different. Now it is just my park, where I go when I need to think. It has good memories and bad memories, and it is mine.
I think exploring is really important in that process. Really going out and discovering the city, not just the route from your apartment to work.
Yes, explore. Just walk with no plan. Turn down streets you have never been down. Go to neighborhoods you have not seen yet.
Because cities reveal themselves slowly. You cannot know a city in a week or a month. It takes time and curiosity.
And every time you find something new, a little market, a beautiful street, a great restaurant, it feels like the city is giving you a gift.
And you feel more connected to it each time.
Did you ever think about going back? In those hard early months, did you ever think this was a mistake?
Honestly, yes. There were a few nights where I really thought, maybe I should just go home, back to where I knew everything and everyone.
I think everyone who has ever moved has had that thought. The comfort of the familiar is so strong.
But I also knew that if I went back, I would always wonder what if, and I did not want to live with that question.
Yes. And discomfort is not the same as wrong. Just because something is hard
does not mean it was the wrong decision.
That is such an important thing to remember. We often confuse difficult with bad, but some of the best things in life are also the hardest.
Moving taught me so much about myself. Things I never would have discovered if I had stayed in my comfort zone.
Like what?
Like that I am actually capable of starting from scratch, that I can make friends, that I can figure things out alone, that I am more resilient than I thought.
Yes, moving forces you to meet yourself in a new way. Without the safety net of familiar people and places, you find out who you really are.
And that is scary, but also really valuable.
Okay, so what advice would you give to someone who is about to move to a new city and is nervous about it?
I would say give yourself permission to find it hard. Do not expect to love it immediately. It takes time, and that is completely normal.
Yes, and do not compare your insides to other people's outsides. Everyone else might look like they have it together, but everyone finds it hard in the beginning.
And be patient with the process of settling in. It cannot be rushed. You cannot force yourself to feel at home. It happens gradually.
Find your anchors quickly. Your coffee shop, your park, your Sunday ritual. Those small things matter more than you think.
And say yes to things, even when you do not feel like it, because connection does not come to you. You have to go to it.
That is good advice for life in general, honestly.
Yes, most good advice about moving to a new city is also just good life advice.
Okay, let's do a quick recap of the words we used naturally in today's conversation.
Yes, so the first one was settle in, which means to start feeling comfortable in a new place. It takes time to settle in, but it always happens eventually.
Then we talked about lonely, which means you feel alone and you miss connection with people. And we talked about how lonely is not just about being physically alone, it is about missing people who really know you.
Then explore, to go out and discover new places with curiosity and no fixed plan, and how exploring a city helps you feel more connected to it.
Then routine. The things you do every day in the same order, and how routine becomes an anchor when everything else feels new and uncertain.
And finally, home. Not just a physical place, but a feeling of belonging somewhere. And how you can create that feeling through small rituals and habits, even before you know many people.
5 really meaningful words, and all part of a very real human experience that so many people share.
Write in the comments, have you ever moved to a new city or a new country? How is it for you? Tell us your story in English, even just a few sentences.
We love reading your experiences, and it helps everyone listening to know they are not alone in what they feel.
If you liked this episode, please like this video and subscribe to Just Chat English podcast. It really means a lot to us.
Thank you so much for listening today. See you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye-bye. See you soon.